Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports, alongside Clark Kellogg.
You're up. Let's go.
Time to do my thing.
Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a win against the 76ers.
Well, they fought extremely hard to win that game. They were exhausted, and you could see what the win meant to them at the end of overtime.
Well, they deserve to get a little emotional after that one, Steve. I mean, come on now. It's going to be that way when you claw out a tight win in overtime. You've got to show some emotion.
And so in the game for the Hawks, Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 spot.
Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high-quality shots, and they've been on target with them.
With a break in the action, time for a rundown now of the most accurate shooters at small forward over the last 10 games. Fourth, Tyreke Evans.
Well, that is such an efficient group offensively. That's really the best way to describe it. Nothing forced, just solid, smart shots.
And at small forward, that's the only way to post that kind of percentage. I mean, just letting them fly from the perimeter isn't going to get it done. You got to get it inside some, too.
Now here is Cephalosha. Defense is right there. Millsap kicks to Cephalosha. Shot clock at 5. Outside Teague. And he's good on the 3 ball. Teague's got 10 points in the game.
Boy, Kevin, I like the way they've come out here. I mean, they're shooting it well and with confidence from outside. Just a good, strong start for them.
3-point shooting perhaps never more valued, Clark, than it is right now in the NBA. Kyle Korver, such a great signing for the Hawks.
Yeah, really a good one. I mean, his contract is front-loaded, running through 2017 for around the mid-level exception. And quite honestly, he's worth every penny, not just because of his laser shooting ability. But he's a hard-nosed, tough guy, professional in every way, and he just brings a winning presence to whatever team he's on.
Says he learned a lot of his basketball acumen from his mom, who was a terrific player.
No question.
The Hawks leading by 4. Teague left side. Millsap kicks to Teague. Passes to Korver. Shot clock at 6. Outside Teague. Let's go. Misses off the left iron.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
That's tipped. Now here is Cephalosha. He's guarded closely. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
New Orleans making some changes here. Jins has checked in, and it's Anderson in for Anthony Davis. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Jeff Teague.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
To Bazemore. Pass to Cephalosha. 3 off target. Pelicans trailed by 5. Shoots from the line. No good from the great.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
There's the pass to Bazemore. Off target from 3-point range.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. He should knock that down.
Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
He said a big factor in this game will be how well they limit penetration by Tyreke Evans. He said he's so unique in that he's so big and so strong and also tremendously slippery and elusive off the bounce. But we've really got to cut off his right hand and then dare him to shoot over the top. I'd rather he have a wide open look from 18, 19 feet than a clear lane to the rim any day of the week. Kevin, the marching order, pretty clear cut.
All right, Doris, thanks. No good. from the great. Looking at the last game for the New Orleans Pelicans, it was a win against the Clippers.
I'll tell you what jumped off the page to me, guys, the firepower off the bench. I mean, that's what really, I think, led them to that victory.
Well, it was that energy boost factor, we call it. You can't rely on that kind of scoring coming from the reserves every game, but it was there for them that night.
Evans passes to the great. To the middle, Cephalosha with the steal. Down low, it's intercepted. And now the Pelicans on the break. Anderson with the ball. Pondexter kicks to Ajinça. Pass to the great. Nails the 16-footer. The great's got 8 points. Seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Bazemore. And no good trying to get that one. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Hawks ahead, leading by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second.
On tap.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. Well, from what you guys have seen.
Just the start they want. A good ball movement, established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end. You know, the issue really with Atlanta this year and moving forward isn't that they're a bad team. They've just been kind of stuck in that middle road of mediocrity. They're competitive, play hard. They're hoping to find a way to get to the next level now.
The great, he's in at 3. Tony Douglas out there with Quincy Pondexter. And there's Anderson, and it's Ajinça in at center. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. A nice shot by Pondexter.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And with Atlanta, as you said, for a while now they've been a playoff caliber team, but making that next step into the elite class of the East has been hard.
Here's Mack. A three-pointer, no good.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge and rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually. Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
And some of it, Clark, for Atlanta making the jump is personnel. It's never easy to get a franchise player without a high draft.
And in that sense, Kevin, they are a bit in danger of becoming a treadmill team. They have a good base right now. And I think they just need to continue to keep adding talent and have the talent they have continue to develop.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
They set the pick. Dishes to Carroll. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Bazemore. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
No good from the great.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Bazemore misses.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Here's the great. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. And that's 11 points for the great.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball game.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Atlanta making a switch here. Al Horford is checked in for Muscala. Millsap comes in for Scott. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teague in for Mack. Carroll for 3. And good on the basket. Book it. Carroll's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Gordon, the pass to the great. Dishes it to Davis. There's the pick. New Orleans moving it around. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Douglas. Douglas has got 3 assists in the game. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Millsap a screen on Gordon. Korver kicks to Carroll. Teague with a clean look. Tried to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
In low to Davis. Millsap with the steal. Pass break here. Here come the Hawks. Teague dishes to Korver. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession.
See the shooter, Kyle Korver. Let's take a look at some of his numbers. Solid year underway for him. Second in three-point field goal percentage. And he's been so successful at the foul line, converting so often that he's now number 2 in the NBA in free throw percentage.
And, you know, going back to his three-point shooting percentage, he's been an absolute dead-eye from distance. I mean, only one guy's been better than him, Steve.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the offensive rebounding has been really impressive so far as well, so I really like this team's effort tonight.
Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer grew up around the game. His father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much immediately after graduating from college. Sounded like a guy who knew what he wanted to do.
They retain possession. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Millsap. New Orleans gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Douglas the pass to the great. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. Anthony Davis is second.
And there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively, face up or back to the basket. They can get it done.
And that's what makes that list so intriguing to me, Steve, just how varied it is in terms of technique each of those big men use. I mean, you could fill a textbook taking a little piece of each of their games. I mean, they all do something different and unique and do it well.
New Orleans leading by 4. Now here's Douglas. He's got 8 outside Gordon. Passes it to the great. Clock at 6. To the wing on the left. Launches it. Rebound, Atlanta. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Yeah, that last meeting, they won the game, and remember, it was a huge day for the bench. And they got some key points from their reserves.
Here is Korver. A 14-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia. Here's Carroll. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Steve talked about the contribution they got from their bench to win this matchup last time, Clark, and it was a great game for them in that regard.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, the depth.
That was awesome.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for New Orleans. The Pelicans have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Douglas kicks to Ashe. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Team. Pelicans pull it in. Davis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The pass to the great. Banked in off the glass. The great's got the lead up to 6 now for the Pelicans.
Well, they've settled into a pretty nice groove here offensively in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like the way they picked up the pace shooting the ball. I mean, the field goal percentage upwards of 50% now.
T kicks to Millsap. 6 to shoot. Into Horford. Feeds to Carroll. That's a 2 from Korver. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Korver's got 5 now. Pelicans leading by 4. Pass to the great. Millsap with the steal. And stolen by Gordon. Douglas with it. He's got 8. Gordon, the pass to the great. Blocked, and they'll keep possession. That one goes. Counted.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, the Atlanta Hawks, a team that looks to spread the floor with shooting. Coach Mike Budenholzer said we don't want to just be a three-point shooting team. We want to get to the rim first. By creating that space, we give our guards and our bigs a chance to attack. If the paint is taken away, we'll look for our shooters. Good strategy, Kevin.
Coach Bud coming from San Antonio, Doris. The Hawks trying to create that same kind of spacing. And that one's good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Well, trade rumors circulated around Eric Gordon last season. Makes you wonder if there was some buyer's remorse from the Pelicans after they matched the Suns' 4-year, almost $60 million offer sheet.
Douglas against T. Passes to the great. Now Douglas. He's got 8. 4 on the shot clock. Count it from 12. Douglas has got 10 points.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his. His offense.
The Hawks trail by 8. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Korver, no luck.
I'll tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Here's the great. That's in coming off an ice assist from Douglas. Douglas has got his 5th assist in this one. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here is Korver. 5 points in the game. He's looking for Horford and finds him. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful.
Too many turnovers.
And Atlanta. And so that brings the first half to a close. Pelicans lead by.
All right, listen up. Terrific job so far. The fans are into this game.
Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's
Substitution.
Get up. You're going in.
Anderson comes in for Tony Douglas. And it's Pondexter in for Eric Gordon. On the court right now for the Hawks. Mike Scott up there with Muscala. Then it's Thabo Sefolosha. Then it's Shelton Mack. And it's Bazemore at the 2. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 to shoot. The 3. That's good. Bazemore's got 5 now.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Some changes for New Orleans. Hutchins is checked in, and the great subbed in for Davis. Easy layup after coming off the pick. Evans has got 17 points here in the second half. Atlanta's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. And Max it to Bazemore. Poked loose, and so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. And a moment here to see the standings for the Eastern Conference. And you know, guys, some interesting stories have unfolded here as we move through the middle of the season. You take a look at the Cavs. Play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, the Hawks, they're in the 4th position.
I think for Atlanta, they've been solid this year. I mean, they've got to be pretty pleased with how things have worked out for them so far.
Well, Clark, I think coming into the season, everybody thought they would be pretty good, but maybe not this good. I mean, they've been rock solid. They're competitive every single night. And this is a very good basketball team.
Here's the great. He's got 22. And now running it up the court, Matt pushing it up. That's good.
Boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
It sure was a stylish finish to cap it off, too.
And the pass to the great. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. The Pelicans making a switch here. Gordon's.
You're better than that.
Not tonight.
Hawks. Horford's checked in.
Wake up, son. You're in.
Oh, it's time to ball.
The Hawks shooting the ball at 42%. Davis and Ashik patrol the paint. Gordon out there with Tony Douglas. And it's Anderson in at the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Here's Carroll. Outside Teague. Korver, no luck.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the board.
Call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
The greats checked in for Ryan Anderson. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. And here's Douglas. Outside Gordon. Guys, we see teams taking a more data-driven approach. Analytics now, a big part of things. You see that in the front office. And Steve, that brings in some new faces.
Yeah, in fact, in the last 2 years, over a third of the NBA teams have hired new decision makers. So only a couple played in the league, the majority being, more of the analytical type. So there's definitely been a sea change in terms of NBA leadership.
The Hawks trail by 21. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Millsap. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
And for basketball lifers looking for roles in front offices, I think it's natural to feel threatened by the influx of more analytical minds. The feeling is, and I think it's an accurate one, that those analytical minds are favored because a lot of the owners come from a similar educational background in terms of being comfortable with numbers and wanting to measure things more and attach value to measurements as opposed to feel and experience of playing.
Well, I don't think the math guys are going away anytime soon in the NBA. I think the best organizations kind of take a holistic approach.
Need more than that, son.
Do.
But there's also...
The Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the 4th quarter. Outside Teague. Millsap a screen, takes a 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Some changes for New Orleans. Jens is checked in, and the great subbed in for Tyreek Evans. Then for the Hawks, Muscala, he's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Jeff Teague. And he gets the bucket. Here's Mack.
Guys, every coach would love to play his star player every minute of an NBA season, but it's impossible given the limits of endurance and the risk of injury. It's basically a balancing act. I think teams are becoming wiser, though, in terms of keeping players fresh and helping them recover in the game. I think we could be seeing a repeat of last night, fellas. He's just battling out there.
The Hawks shooting the pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. There's the three. Scott, good.
And looking at player recovery, now with the ability to track player movement, either with cameras or even sensors that players can wear, teams are better able to measure the workload of players, helping them make decisions about where rest is needed and when it's needed, and even help them predict when there's a risk of injury, and that's really the golden bullet. And again, another example of information being used to enhance player performance.
Mack dishes to Scott. No good on the three. New Orleans has gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. The great passes to Withy. Here's the great to the paint. Withy gets the bucket. And guys, across sports, the key to winning is keeping your star players available.
Well, teams are learning a lot from player tracking. For one, morning shoot-arounds may be more draining than we realized, so some teams are cutting those down. And also, athletes do better with frequent short rests, so subbing often can leave players with more energy in crunch time.
Clock at 6. Here's Mack.
And railing in this game.
Well, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
Well, I think the NBA is in a great place with all the young talent in the league right now. We see players coming in not just with potential, but a willingness to learn and work. Really impressive to see.
And for NBA players nowadays, just playing in the offseason isn't enough. They're conditioning, working on their bodies, as well as their skills. It is a 12-month-a-year job.
And that's partly driven by the fact that you can make so much money if you are in the NBA and you take care of yourself and you're able to play for a while. So you're seeing all of the world-class training facilities, guys being much more in tune to their bodies and trying to prolong their lucrative careers.
Pass to the great. Out to the right wing. Here is Ajinça. Pondexter with it. Here's the great. Here's Withy. Lays it up and banks it in. Withy's got 4 points in the quarter.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Deflects the pass. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Bazemore. Now here is Cephalosha. 5 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. Bazemore misses.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New Orleans.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
So you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And the game they played tonight? Purposeful. They wanted to get after it after losing the first game of the year against these guys. Big boost of confidence for them to even up this season series against the Hawks.
And nobody really saw a performance like this coming. But it was a big-time game for Gordon. He was really everywhere. Defensively, offensively, the total effort we saw from him, I think, was the difference.
Boy, that was a violent throwdown there.
You're telling me.
Well, you know when he goes up with both hands, it's going to go down hard. They got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Fredette. And the basket good.
Serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
The steal. Finished off the break.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Ball's knocked loose. There's a good screen. Lets it go from deep. Mack, no luck. New Orleans gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. No good. Nice D from Scott.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him.
And Mack kicks to Muscala. Shoots it. Can't connect. So we see New Orleans.
Tyreek, congratulations